Question 1. Analyse your officiating performance. During the game, I thought I had quite a good game. Although I did make a few mistakes, I thought I did good considering I had only refereed once before. I thought overall I controlled the game quite well. I think this is because during the game I got all the decisions right during the game and ran the game the way I wanted to. One thing that helped me have a good performance was the number of advantages I gave during the game. I gave 4 during the entire game, which allowed the game to flow better, make it more fun and exciting. If I did not give these advantages and just gave the foul, then my performance would have suffered as a result, as this was a big strength of my performance. This strength made a big impact on my performance, and it only affected it in a positive way, being one of the main factors as to why I felt as though I had a good game. One thing that did not help with the flow of the game, however, is that I did not use enough arm signals. This slowed the game down a lot because the players and coaches did not know what was going on, as I did not make an arm signal all the time. So after some decisions, players would come up to me and surround me, constantly asking about the decision, because they did not know whose ball it was or what the decision was, because I didn't make enough arm signals throughout the game. And this slowed the game down because they all stopped to ask what the decision was. This was something that negatively affected my performance, as this slowed the game down a lot and ruined the flow of the game, and made me look like a worse referee, as I could not fully control all the players during these few moments. As I have said during the game, I got all the fouls I gave correct, which played a massive part in my refereeing performance. This is because when I gave a foul, I got it correct, and therefore allows the game to be played properly, rather than getting decisions incorrect and ruining the game for people, which played a big part in my overall performance. This is a big part of my performance and allowed me to have a good performance. However, my overall performance was not perfect due to this department. This is because I did get a decision wrong, not giving a foul for something that was a foul, which decreased my overall performance. This affected my performance because there was a foul that should have been given, however I did not give it. This affected my performance negatively because I did not give a foul that was a foul, and this affected the games massively, because that team may have just lost an opportunity to score because of my bad decision. Making a decision that does this negatively reflects my performance, because people will tend to remember the decision I got wrong rather than the ones I got right. This also links into the poor positioning that I identified as a weakness of mine, adding to the areas that didn't make my performance perfect. This was the area for improvement that dragged my performance down a lot, because I was out of position for a few decisions, which was the reason behind me getting the decision wrong, and could have been the reason why I got and could be the reason why I got the decision wrong on another day, as I was out of position for some of the decisions I got right. I think this is the weakest part of my overall performance, affecting my performance in a negative way, and because it could easily be the downfall for future bad performances. As a result of these poor positions, I missed a foul that I should have caught, and nearly made me miss another. However, I did luckily catch this. This shows that this poor positioning has negatively affected my performance and nearly made my performance much worse than it was, and on another day could easily have made me have a terrible performance compared to a good one. Finally, one thing that did help save my performance and turn it into a pretty good performance was my use of health and safety. This benefited my performance because I ensured that everyone was safe throughout the game I was refereeing. For example, filling in all the holes in the pitch was a very big thing that made sure no one got injured and kept the risk of injury at a minimum. This left a big impression, showing that we were willing to work hard to make sure everyone was safe, and having a big impact on my performance. Another example of how it affected my performance positively is during the game, when I stopped play to make sure a player was okay after they went down injured, and stayed there for a few minutes. This made my performance better because I was making sure that the child was safe and uninjured.